The mountain air, once crisp and clear, grows heavy. A stillness descends upon the valley, an unnatural quiet that even the birds seem to respect. High above, the brilliant blue sky begins to vanish, consumed by a rapidly gathering darkness. Clouds, not white and fluffy but the color of bruised plums, boil and churn. They do not drift lazily, they surge, propelled by an unseen force congregating directly over the highest peaks. This is not the gentle arrival of a summer shower, it is a warning, a prelude to something far more elemental and powerful. The atmosphere itself seems to hold its breath, waiting for the inevitable release. Suddenly the world changes. The first drops are not drops at all, but thick, heavy projectiles of water. They strike the ground with audible force, each one a tiny explosion. Within seconds, this initial assault transforms into a solid, roaring wall of water. The sound is deafening, a relentless percussive drumming that drowns out all else. It is not merely raining. The sky has chosen this one small patch of earth to empty itself completely. The sheer volume is astonishing. A vertical river pouring from the heavens, turning gentle streams into raging torrents, dry earth into a sea of mud. The landscape, so serene moments before, is now a scene of chaos. When rain becomes a weapon, what then separates this terrifying event from a simple heavy downpour? A cloudburst is defined by its extraordinary intensity over a very specific small area. Imagine the rain that typically falls over a whole city in a month. Now picture all of that water being dumped on a single village. Now picture all of that water being dumped on a small valley in less than 60 minutes. The official meteorological definition classifies it as rainfall of 100 millimeters or about 4 inches per hour, over a localized region of just a few square kilometers. This concentration is what makes it so uniquely destructive, especially when it occurs in steep, unforgiving mountain terrain. Normal rain shower, heavy monsoon rain, cloudburst. A typical heavy monsoon shower might deliver 10 to 15 millimeters of rain in an hour. This is enough to cause waterlogging in cities and swell rivers over time. A cloudburst, however, delivers nearly 10 times that amount in the same period. It's the difference between a garden hose and a firefighter's high-pressure cannon. While heavy rain allows the ground some time to absorb the water, a cloudburst offers no such grace. The ground is instantly saturated. The immense surplus of water has nowhere to go but downhill, gathering speed and destructive force. This phenomenon is most common in mountainous regions, the unique topography of hills, the unique topography of mountains. The raw power of a cloudburst is hard to grasp until you see the aftermath. History is full of tragic examples. 2010, serene Ladakh was struck by cloudbursts. High-altitude desert, unaccustomed, was ravaged. The deluge triggered flash floods, mudslides swept through villages, over 250 lives lost. Kedarnath, 2013. Massive cloudburst over Chorabari Glacier. Unimaginable volumes of water were released. Water mixed with glacial debris forming a cement-like slurry cascading down the valley, obliterating everything. Chitral, 2016. Flash floods washed away homes, bridges, and a historic mosque, leaving communities isolated. Himachal, 2023. Monsoon cloudbursts and landslides, roads collapsed. Buildings swept into raging rivers, countless lives disrupted. These events are increasing in frequency and intensity. For those living in the shadow of these mountainous giants, knowing how to react can be the difference between life and death. The first and most crucial rule of survival is to respect the terrain. If your home or village is located near a stream, a riverbed, or at the bottom of a narrow valley, you are in a high-risk zone. During periods of severe weather warnings, have a pre-planned evacuation route to higher ground. Do not wait for the flood to arrive at your doorstep. At the first sign of a sudden abnormally intense downpour, or if you hear a distant roaring sound like a freight train, move immediately. Preparation is an active, not a passive state. Families should have an emergency kit ready. A torch with extra batteries, a first aid kit, dry food, clean drinking water, important documents sealed in a waterproof bag. Ensure everyone in the family knows the designated safe meeting point on higher ground. Simple infographic. Move to high ground, emergency kit, listen to warnings, avoid streams. It is wise to stay informed. Pay close attention to weather forecasts and alerts issued by local authorities. One of the greatest challenges we face is the difficulty in predicting cloudbursts. Unlike large-scale weather systems like hurricanes, which can be tracked for days, cloudbursts are a micro-weather phenomenon. They form and dissipate rapidly over a very small area, often just a few square kilometers. Standard weather radar and satellite imagery can struggle to detect the specific conditions that will trigger a cloudburst with enough lead time for a precise warning. The clouds may look threatening, but it is nearly impossible to tell which one will suddenly release its catastrophic load of water. This unpredictability means that we must shift our focus from precise prediction to broader preparedness. While we may not be able to forecast the exact time and location of a cloudburst, meteorologists can identify days when the atmospheric conditions are ripe for their formation. They can issue severe weather alerts for a wider region, warning of the potential for intense downpours and flash floods. It is during these periods of heightened alert that residents in vulnerable areas must be most vigilant. The warning may be general, but the threat is specific, and readiness becomes our most effective tool. Technological advancements offer a glimmer of hope. Doppler radar networks, more sophisticated, high-resolution weather modeling. These tools can help identify the rapid vertical growth of clouds and the presence of strong updrafts holding large amounts of water, key ingredients for a cloudburst. Integrating this data with on-the-ground sensors that monitor water levels in streams can help create more effective, localized early warning systems that can trigger alarms automatically when dangerous conditions are detected. Ultimately, cloudbursts are a dramatic and powerful expression of nature's force. They arrive with terrifying speed, capable of reshaping landscapes and lives in a matter of minutes. But they are not an entirely insurmountable threat. Cloudbursts strike with little warning. Awareness and preparedness can save lives.